I'm going to do that. Okay, there we go. Live in those places. Let's go over to Instagram.
By the way, we're glad to have you here.
Yes, we are. Absolutely.
I'm happy to be here.
Yay.
Since this is your first time ever watching, I'm not normally here, so I don't want your ratings to plummet.
No.
It'll be better. Trust me. It'll be better. Fresh voice. I think we're here. And the good news is we're virtual, so Rikki can't get us sick.
Nope.
Oh,
I can't get it. I think I'm fine now at this point, but it just sounds worse than it is.
Have you made Brian sick yet?
Oh no, Brian already had it. Brian had it before I did.
Okay.
He got it first, so she was sick on last week, and the week before, and so she got him sick on like Saturday. He was a big baby about it, and I was like, "Oh, boo-hoo, you're sick. When?" And then I ended up getting it like on Wednesday, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I understand now."
Hey, everybody. Happy Monday. Shout out to my good friend Preacher Tony over on Instagram. Hope you're doing well. I see Catherine Coppersmith. Again, the Instagram handles Kara Allison, I think. Beth. I can't. Zach Samples. Diz Planner Jenna. Everything runs together. Keep running Rhonda, I think. I'm so terrible at those. And everybody who's joining us on Facebook and YouTube and all the other places here. Hello. Happy Monday. We are getting ready. Hey, Gina 8. We're getting ready to record listener questions first, and then we're going to talk characters in the Friday show. So stick around here for the next hour and a half or so. Shout out to Dennis down in Texas. Always talking cruising. He has the best cruise advice over on the Discord. So if you ever have a cruise question, Dennis will set you straight. He's better than I am on the Discord, man. He's got great answers. By the way, the Discord's brspodcast.com/Discord. There's Diane. What's up, Diane? Hello. So we have a special guest today. Thomas is joining us for both shows. So we have fresh perspective on, if I could say that, on some of the answers and questions and all the stuff. And Friday, we're going to talk about a topic he brought to the table. So it's going to be kind of fun because Pam is on a cruise. Lucky. I get to wear the cruise sweatshirt from the podcast cruise this past summer. She gets to go on an actual cruise. And Scott just back, like he just got back yesterday from his trip of 10 days. Was not even going to put the pressure on him by asking him to come on the show today because you know how it is that first day back from vacation when you got to go back to work after 10 days. I thought about asking him, and then I'm like, I'm not even asking him because I think he has to go get the dog from the he usually has to go get the dog from the in-laws, all that stuff. Rikki, I almost asked him, did I make the right call not to be, because it's crazy that first day back, right? He just got back yesterday.
Yeah, don't ask him.
It was a holiday.
Yeah, don't. You did the right thing.
Yeah.
I just thought he was still mad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, he could be. Yeah, that's true. He did want that. Actually, somebody had one and they floated it during the podcast cruise. They floated it in one of the bathtubs of the staterooms.
Nice.
Because wasn't it Jared that had it? I think. I know that they went to Tiana's Bayou, and late one night they were floating one in a bathtub of one of the staterooms. That's what happens on a podcast cruise. And that was not an April Fool's joke. And Andrew, I was talking about this on the Patreon show earlier this afternoon. Totally dropped the ball. Did not have an April Fool's episode this year because we weren't thinking ahead. I'm so mad. So I said, sleep with one eye open because you might get one later this year. Like I thought
of that this morning when I was getting dressed. I was like, oh, you know what? Today's April Fool's, and you know, because all the messages started coming in about all the pranky, Disney, stories for the day, and I was like, remember what today is? And I was like, oh yeah, remember what today is? We totally forgot. Yeah,
that was our thing, man. The best one was when we did the new resort, and it was the dog place.
Yes,
that was my favorite.
That's a good one.
So good because we got it so far in. And the people sleeping on the beach at the Wilderness Lodge. That's how you save money.
That's true. It was.
That was my favorites too. Anyway, all right, let me get the first question. If you have questions, please drop them in the comments, either over on Instagram, because I'll look on Instagram, and I will look here in the comments on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Twitch, all the places. Just got to put them in the comments. And we'll get rocking. So let's record episode 246. What is it? 2463. My girls just got home. I could feel they opened the door because the air pressure just changed. All right. Looks like the storms won't start yet. So here we go. 44-1 and here we go. Oh, not this again. Hang on one second. This thing decided to go wacky on me again. Delete. No. Let's go back here. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2463 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rikki from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope your week is going well, and maybe you are on spring break this week. Maybe you're back to school or back to work from a little vacation last week. I know a lot of folks were on spring break last week. Either way, thanks for making the show a part of your week, and just hope you're having some nice weather. And, you know, we're making it through. Summer's right around the corner, and we're going to have a good time getting ready for that next Disney vacation, whether it's out to sea, headed out west to Disneyland, headed down to Walt Disney World. I know a lot of folks are getting ready to go down to Springtime Surprise down at Walt Disney World, and that sucker is coming up really quickly here in the next few weeks. So we'll be talking about that. Oh, that sound, I got to close that window. That's the Clubhouse. That's the Be Our Guest Podcast Discord. I get excited every time I hear that. That means people are posting and talking over there. We're going to close that for right now. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So today, we have a kind of a special show for this week, the next two shows. But joining us, she's been here from the start. We have our good friend Rikki. She is from the mouseforless.com. Got to check that out each and every morning. But also a DisneyWorld.com. Which Disney World, after all.
Yes.
Because you know, it went away there for a while.
It did. If you go to a DisneyWorld.com, I don't know where you're going. If you go to a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com, I know where you're going.
For a while, so I thought somebody would have poached that site. I have no idea, but you know, if you want to hear about people swimming in the Sasagula, that might be the site.
That might be the other site, not mine. So
exactly.
Yeah.
So what is going on? Do you have a good Easter down there, Rikki? What's up?
Yeah, we did. We hung out with the in-laws. They were in town. We went to Miller's Ale House, which many people may know from down in Florida. When you go down to Orlando, that's a place that a lot of people go to. We have one here, and a few of them here in Atlanta. So we went to one, and actually they watched Lucy over the Easter holiday. So I don't have her right now yet, so hopefully everything went okay with the grandparents, and they will watch her again.
We will podcast quickly while the grandparents have Lucy, so we can talk real fast and answer lots of questions.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Anything wild and crazy.
Yeah, but no, apparently I learned she likes rice cakes today, so that's new. I didn't know about that one, so I guess I'll have to go buy her some rice cakes later on this afternoon or this evening before I go pick her up.
You know, I don't think I've ever had a rice cake in my life.
Really? Oh, I like them. I usually eat them with peanut butter on top, though. So I'll get they used to have a buttered popcorn one. I don't know if they still do, but I usually just slather some peanut butter on it. It's delightful. I love it. It's really good. I've
seen rice cakes or for like the pricing on The Price is Right. Like
and they're like, oh,
like Chico-san or something.
Nobody wants rice cakes. Yeah.
And they're like $1. Like in 82, they were like $1 because I was watching. Anyway, that's what I watched every day in the office. So today we have a special guest, and he's joining us not from Buffalo because he confused me earlier, and I thought he was in Virginia too. We're bouncing all over the eastern side of the United States, but he's coming to us from the wonderful city of Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think on the banks of Lake Erie, I believe. Looking for
it is right there on Lake Erie.
Right there you go, Thomas, and sitting on his shoulder for the video listeners.
I love it.
Orangebird.
Yes.
So Thomas, thanks for joining us this week. What's going on?
Well, thanks for having me. No, great to be here. So I'm very happy that we finally got to do this.
Yeah.
A little nervous, but I think we'll be okay.
We'll make it as painless as possible. Yes. Well, Mike might not, but
I mean, we let Rikki do this, and I get to do this, and Pam and Scott, and I mean, come on now, it's basically just us talking, on the phone here. So we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time talking Disney, and you know your stuff. We're gonna have a good time just hanging out here. So let's kick it off with a fun question from our good friend Len, who is hanging out in Maryland, and he says, we hear a lot about e-ticket rides. What would you consider an A-ticket ride at Walt Disney World? My only thought is the carousel. So for those folks that don't know, because we have a lot of new listeners that are kind of new to going to the parks, back in the day at Disneyland and even at Walt Disney World, you used to get a book of tickets. You would you'd present a ticket to each attraction. You go around and you didn't pay like one price admission to go in and just kind of have a free for all and ride whatever you wanted. You would get coupons basically and just use them up at the attractions as you saw fit. And what they did was they determined somehow that, this is an e-ticket. So e-tickets were the most attractive of the attractions, like the most in demand, the highest rated, I guess you would say, attractions. And then it would go down to D, C, B, and A. Mm-hmm. A being things that were free. They were just basically things to entertain you when you ran out of money, just to keep you in the park.
Yeah.
So A tickets, carousel, I would say. So I guess we can go around and our guest, maybe Thomas, what would you consider something that might also be an A ticket attraction around Walt Disney World?
I would probably go more of the shows, something like PhilharMagic.
Oh,
like if we're talking current Disney.
Yeah. I might go that. I mean, I might actually go up to B on that one though, because it's got 3D effects though. Because I'm saying, like, I hate to say this, but I have to do this to you, Thomas, because that's my wife's favorite thing in the Magic Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
It's actually one of my wife's.
Magic. I'm just saying, yeah. I got to protect my marriage.
But no one said A tickets had to be bad.
That's true.
That's true. I mean, the carousel's tried and true. It's basically the whole reason that the Disneyland exists. It kind of started with that. Now, Rikki, give your thoughts. What do you think?
So for me, I kind of look back at how they really thought of A-ticket attractions, and really one of the A-ticket attractions is the Main Street vehicles. Now, granted, we don't see them very often because I definitely don't see them because by the time I get there, they're done for the day because they're usually done early in the morning, since they try to only bring them out when the park is not very crowded, which is usually just the morning time period. So I never get to see them. But for me, that seems like it would be a really great A-ticket attraction. Another one that I was kind of thinking of were the trails at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I think that a lot of those would, not like the Pangani, but the little ones. So the ones where you get to maybe see the otters or something like that at the Disney's Animal Kingdom. I feel like those are maybe more like the A-ticket attractions, just kind of like little things that you can get distracted by, and they can be fun, but they're not like, I feel like, yeah, PhilharMagic may be a B for some people, but like those are some of the things that are really good attractions in a way, but they're not like things that people are like seeking out. I feel like people seek out still, obviously, PhilharMagic. So that's why I think like A is like that. So.
Yeah. If I was going A, I would say back in the day, like when you went into the Main Street Theater to see the shorts, like that would be an A. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because like it just continuously ran. You would just walk in, sit down, watch it, leave, and it just ran on a loop, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't really an attendant. There was just a building. You went in, It was like a little theater that nobody attended. So that would be something that I would consider like an A ticket attraction. Like an A+, B-, maybe the Swiss Family Treehouse. That's
what I was thinking of too. Yeah.
But I think that would even be a B though, because of the complexity of the experience.
Oh, there you go. I like
and
that.
You also get a Stairmaster workout.
You do, yes.
That's true. Your calves. I mean, come out of that thing, you're just flexing those calves.
True. Apple Watch keeps going off.
Yeah, it does.
I hate hysterical.
Are you on a workout? Yes. No, I'm not. But thank you for thinking I am.
Your April challenge is to do the Swiss Family Treehouse 722 times. Yeah, my April challenge today, like it popped up. I'm like, are you trying to kill me, Apple Watch? Boy, this is not April Fool's. All right, Andrew's got a question. How would you rank these 3 steakhouses? Yachtsman, Le Cellier, and Shula's. I'll be honest, I've never been to Shula's.
I haven't either.
But I'm a Dan Marino fan.
Oh, well,
even though the Dolphins make me cry.
Yeah, of course.
Just kidding. Who's their current quarterback, Rikki?
Of the Dolphins?
Yes.
Yeah, no idea.
Tua.
Oh, well, see, I had no clue. So there you go.
Like, have you seen that Tua commercial for
No.
Paramount Plus?
No.
They throw Hey Arnold. You have not seen that commercial?
Oh no. I know what they do in those
commercial.
Paramount Plus ones where they combine a bunch of different characters.
Yeah, they throw Hey Arnold because his head's like the shape
His
of
head's in the shape of a football.
the
Yeah.
guy from Star Trek throws him. Oh my! I think who's the band Creed? They play "Can You Take
Yes.
Me?"
There you go.
No, they show that one on Pluto TV a lot. I crack up every time I see that one. That's my humor. Anyway, what's the question?
Steak. Let's go to steak.
Thomas, have you been to all three? Because I have not been to all three.
So I haven't actually been to Le Cellier yet.
Okay.
I've been to Shula's and we've done Yachtsman.
Oh.
So rank what you got. What do you think?
Well, everyone always says Le Cellier is number one, but I put Yachtsman only because I'm a boat guy, a ship guy,
Nice.
and not only is it good food, but great atmosphere.
All right.
So
I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
I would probably do Yachtsman, Le Cellier based on everyone else's opinion, and Shula's.
At the last. Hmm.
You know, I've never been to Le Cellier. I've been to Le Cellier many times. I've never been to Yachtsman.
Really?
Think about it. I was supposed to meet Pam there one night. And I felt sick, so I didn't go.
Oh, no.
This is double bad. Pam was picking up the bill that night, and I didn't go.
Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
That's
Yeah.
killing
Must
me
have been
right now.
sick.
That's bad.
I stayed at Coronado. I remember where I was when I turned around. I was like, I can't do it.
That's sad.
Double killing me. No,
I've done Yachtsman and Le Cellier. And that is tough. It's been a while since I've been to Le Cellier. I have heard, and what I ate there the last time was something they don't offer anymore, and I so wish they would bring it back because it was seriously one of the best meals I've had. It was for the Epcot Festival of the Arts, and they had a special brunch at Le Cellier. Just that one year, it was the only time they ever offered it. It was the best brunch I've ever had. There was like a steak hollandaise with hollandaise sauce on it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? I've never heard of hollandaise sauce on a steak. You know how much I love eggs Benedict.
Yeah, it was like a steak Benedict. Yeah. It was so good. Yeah. It was so good though. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wish they would bring that brunch back because it was just phenomenal. So Disney, if you're listening, hey, that brunch was really good. You might want to consider it. But I think that I might go as far as ranking those two. I would probably still go Yachtsman and then Le Cellier. But if they brought back that brunch, I'm telling you that would come back up again. That would be number one for sure.
Now, see, okay, so here's what I'd say between the two. Well, here's what I'd say between the three, because I know the three, right? I mean, I know them from guest experience. I talked to a lot of guests, and I've been by them a lot. I think Shula's is going to be the highest rated.
I think you're right.
That are like foodies. I think like if you are like, I want the best steak, I think you're going to go with Shula's out of the top three. I mean, like as a pure foodie.
Yes.
I think if you're looking for the entire package, including theming, I would go Le Cellier because like it's cool in there. It's like you are eating in a cave, and the food is excellent. You get the really good bread at the beginning of the meal, and they say the bread relates to different provinces of Canada. It's kind of a cool little story. You know, you got because when you're there, of course, your servers are going to be from different places in Canada, which is a fun twist. And Yachtsman's kind of somewhere in the middle. It's got great food. It's signature as well, but it's obviously over at the yacht club, and it's beautiful, but it's not themed as much as Le Cellier.
True.
You're going to get an excellent steak, but I still think Shula's probably has this a little. It's known more as a steakhouse even than Yachtsman, I think, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
that's just where I think I am. But you're listening to me. I mean, I'm not a fancy food guy, so. There we are. So let's see. Diane says Yachtsman's definitely more elevated with more options in terms of.
I would agree with that for sure. Yeah.
There we go. Amanda's got a question over in the inbox. Says it's baseball season and a listener question. Hello, BOGP gang. This question has nothing to do with baseball season, but can you take a second to be excited that it's finally here?
There we go.
Yeah, except that my Cardinals have to go through like a buzzsaw of a first 2 weeks of the season. The Dodgers, the Padres, the Marlins, the Phillies. I mean, are you kidding me? They're going to end up being 2-18 by the time. Anyway, whatever. On to my question. We're traveling to the world for the first time in June. My boys, they're 7 and 3, overheat easily. I have cooling towels and I'll be bringing them, but I also want to bring fans for them. Do the strollers you can rent at the parks have a spot to clip on a small fan? I'm worried if I get them the fans that they can wear, they'll just mess with them the whole time. We've had them in the past and they just break because it's too much fun to play with them. We can't wait for our land and sea adventure in just a couple of months. Thank you, BOGP crew, for all the knowledge I've gained listening to the podcast for the last 7 years, and to Mike for helping book our trip. Sincerely, Amanda. She's 23 miles from Disneyland. How lucky is that?
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. And 2,483 miles from Walt Disney World. And she says, P.S. Go Yankees. So she's a Yankees fan in California. Huh. Interesting. Got to think about that one. So, yes, I think you could probably clip those onto the strollers, right, Rikki? Is there a spot? I mean, is there a good spot, though? I mean, obviously, you could probably rig it up to make it happen.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I was just
Because
looking at
there's new strollers like in the last year with those like Mickey looking ones.
Yeah, and that's what I was trying to see. I was trying to see what they look like to see if I could find one. But I think that you can, if it has a clip on it, you probably would be able to clip it on there. Yeah, I don't have.
Don't they usually come with an overhang, like a little cover? Like
yeah,
an overhang cover. They should be able to clip on.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Overhang. That's a good idea, Thomas. Yeah, because they could hang off the front and hang down. I mean, then is it kind of the problem though? She's mentioning that like boys wanted to mess with the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be able to reach it no matter where you hang. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what kids do.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Arm's reach is going to be grabbed. I mean, it's just it's like tell them, hey man, if you keep messing with it, you're gonna be hot.
That's also true.
I think it's different if they're wearing it. Like if it's on you, you're gonna mess with it more than if it's just hanging out in the corner.
Agreed. You got to lean over and really mess with it that way with the on the stroller. So
my dad would have been like, "Look, dude, you're just gonna be hot if you keep messing with that thing. Stop." My dad.
Well, you know how well that goes. So yeah,
my dad would have got me a fan. So these kids are already lucky that their mom's worried about getting them a fan and a cooling towel. I mean, they're already super. I need to talk to these kids. They're super lucky. My dad would be like, "Look, you're going to Walt Disney World. You're just lucky enough to be going. You stop complaining." That's just my dad back in the day. This is the difference between going to like theme parks in the 70s.
That's true.
I'd be like, "Dad, it's so hot. I can't go on the Screaming Eagle at Six Flags again." He'd be like, "Get on." He's like, "We'll go on the log ride next. It'll cool you off."
That'll get you cooled off. Yeah, exactly.
The log ride, it's too tall. He's like, "Quit being a baby. Get on it." That's why I didn't fly for like 10 years.
There you go.
Jeremy's got a question. He says, "Mike, I have a question for you and Pam." Well, Pam's not here, but we can listen. My oldest is about to be a senior in college, and my youngest will be a senior in high school this coming fall. It dawned on me that our trip to the world last October may have been our last trip with us all together. Not sure if I'm being emotional or nostalgic. How has your vacations and trips changed, and has it lost any magic? Thanks for all you guys do, Jeremy. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have read this one on the air. This is a bad one because Paige was just home this past weekend for Easter. I might have slipped her a little money for a plane ticket to kind of sway the thing. I'm like, come on, you can make it happen. I'll buy your plane ticket so you can come home. It'd mean a lot to your mom, your grandma, me, and she made it. So I love it.
That's
she came home for like 70 hours. So anyway, it totally does. You want to see your kids grow up and become independent adults and all that stuff. And, it does. It makes you, but what it does, it makes your Disney vacations so much more special. Because like we're doing a cruise this summer and Paige still isn't sure if she's going. Now I've already paid for her portion of the cruise, even though it's 93 days as this publishes, because she thinks she's going, but she's also in the process of booking her basketball team because she runs a basketball team up in Chicago, college basketball team. They might do an overseas tournament in July. So I keep telling her, cool, go to Greece, go wherever you're going to go to Spain, or because that's what colleges now do. Basketball teams like travel overseas or Mexico, during the summer and do like a little, tournament or something, an exhibition. But I'm like, dude, just go in late, go in late July, mid-July. Like we're going the first week of July. So she's working on it, but of course, tournaments are when they are. But you appreciate the time you have as you get older with the adult kids, and like with Mallory, she's going to be a junior next year in high school, so it's doubly so. In a couple summers, neither one of them will be home, and so these vacations are really special now. So yeah, it's one of those things. Rikki, you have so many trips in front of you with Lucy, but like I didn't appreciate it at the time, but you will. Like it'll get to a time where it's like you just have to realize, man, because I look back at my Google memories and it went quick. It went quickly.
Yeah. I'm sure it's going to. And right now we're taking her down to Florida, but she doesn't get to go to the parks every time because she'll spend time with my parents, so she'll spend time with her grandparents. And Brian and I will go to the parks, and so we'll go, and then she gets time with the grandma and grandpa, but she does not go with us to the parks. Now, as far as, big vacations, we haven't really had the opportunity to take her on any of those yet. We're talking about it, but, I still don't know. Maybe this next one for Brian and I might not include her either. We'll just see where things are. She may stay with grandma and grandpa again. But I know that my time with her on her vacations is definitely limited. But the good thing is you foster those relationships with your kids, and hopefully they'll want to keep coming with you on vacation. So in the future, hopefully that'll be the case for this listener and his family. Like hopefully they'll want to keep coming on vacation as they get in their 20s and things like that. And yeah, it may not be every vacation, but it'll still be special. We still do things with my family for vacations, and it's not nearly as much anymore, but we still do some things. So that part's good. It never fully goes away. Let's put it that way.
What's funny is Pam and I have never gone to a Disney vacation without the kids. Ever.
Yeah.
I mean, like Paige has not gone. And like I've gone to races by myself, and I've gone to like media stuff by myself, like solo trips for that kind of stuff. But like Pam and I have never been on a Disney vacation.
Gotcha.
We've never been on a vacation other than our honeymoon by ourselves.
There you go.
It's crazy. We've never done that. All right, next question. I know it's wild. Alfred's got a question. What's your take on the permits for Animal Kingdom? So the changing of, I guess, Dino Land to the, I guess the, like Dinosaur to Indiana Jones, that kind of stuff, where they're going to look at the kind of stuff, and also Disneyland Forward, where they say they have enough land, they're going to kind of change things out there. Thomas, have you been following that stuff?
So I've been following a little bit, actually. And it's kind of hard to tell. It's way too early I think they're only permitting some like 350 spots for parking for construction workers. I think there's like 3 trailers with an additional 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I think we'll probably hear a lot more by D23.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably definitely the Dino Land. I don't know how far they're going to take it. I think they really want to get Indiana Jones in there, but yeah, we'll see. I think they have great plans. Hopefully they'll have the money and they'll announce it and stick to it.
Yeah.
I want to ask Tom something real quick, and then because I do want to get your thoughts.
Yeah.
But with changing Dinosaur, I like to call it CTX, kind of extinction back in the day. I like that. So that was a cool name. But here's the thing. Like, do you like them taking that and changing it to Indiana Jones if they do, or because I don't. They have it already at Disneyland. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like the duplication of attractions.
There's something to be said for that, but I think there's a lot of possibilities by like introducing a whole South American or Central American, culture with Encanto, and they could also, incorporate a lot more animals. So it's still the Animal Kingdom. I think there's a lot of great possibilities. And, since we never really got the Beastly Kingdom part, the fantasy part, I think if we focus more on the Animal Kingdom and get away from the dinosaurs in the past and keep it to the present, I don't know. I think that's a lot of great possibilities, if it's done right.
I agree. I mean, it'd be obviously something new and exciting too, and it would, tie into IP that people are excited about. I mean, either way, even with Indiana Jones, it's still super popular. Encanto. Rikki, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, like, I think personally, just on a me standpoint, I would be excited for Indiana Jones because that would mean that I would have another attraction that I can actually ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
You
Since
can
I won't
ride
a
that.
dinosaur.
Dinosaur will not
Nope.
eat you. I mean, it's
Nope.
will never really eaten a guest. I think it's
Nope.
omnivore or herbivore.
Wrong. I'm not riding it. It's not happening. I'm good riddance. Bye, dinosaur. See you later. I'm glad you're leaving. Bye. See you later. I think that it will be. I think the plans will be very interesting to find out. Obviously, we know that they've talked about a few things in the past. First, it was supposed to be Moana. Now, I think it's supposed to be Encanto, and it'll be. They will absolutely, I think, be sharing details 100% on what they're planning for at D23. I can't see them not doing that, especially if they already have permanent for trailers. Like, they're definitely doing work for sure in that area. So we're going to get the idea behind what's going there at D23. What it will be, I don't know. There's a very, very big theme park that is across the way that is building a whole entire theme park. And they've released some really interesting information about what they're doing to theirs. So it'll be really interesting to see. I am very curious as to how D23 will go this year. Not just for Walt Disney World, but as Alfred, alluded, as well as, Disneyland. It will be a very, very, very interesting D23 this year, I think. I'm excited to see what we end up getting because I think that they've sat on their laurels enough now. I think we're going to get some big stuff this year, but we'll see what happens.
I think, again, we got D23 is the place we're going to see, especially Disneyland too. I mean, they've got the works moving, They've talked about the streets and the permitting of the streets to get that taken care of. They've made initial announcements, whether it's going to be Avatar Land or maybe it's going to be something a little bit they kind of walk that back a few days later. Like, is it going to be a full blown land? Is it going to be, kind of a thematic couple of attractions or something? The little ambiguity on that after, the first like it's going to be a full blown land. And then whoa,
back up. Beep.
I think we found out more details ish during D23. And here's the other thing too, just so you know. We've set up a channel on the Discord. So again, beerguestpodcast.com/Discord during that weekend. So folks, if you want to react live with other Disney fans, we have a channel there so we can have a live chat going throughout the announcements. Everybody can hang out there and just talk to each other. And that's going to be really in real time and share pictures and articles and, all that stuff. So we're already we decided that already a week ago. So it's all set up and ready to rock for D23. So just be over there on the Discord for that. All right. Question from Paul, my good friend, says, "Hey, Mike, hope you, Pam, Ricky, and Scott are all well. Thanks for all you do. We want to have my second granddaughter's first birthday at Walt Disney World next summer. It's going to be mostly 20 and 30-year-olds, some of us in our 50s, and 2 1-year-olds. Wanted your all's opinions on these resorts, the Beach Club, the Contemporary, and the Grand Floridian. So what do you think about having a birthday party and hanging out? Mostly 20 and 30-year-olds and a couple of 50-year-olds. So, 50-year-olds are like the new 20 and 30-year-olds, I say. Considering that's where I am now. I can't believe I'm in that. I should be in the 20 and 30-year-olds. I still feel like Beach Club, Contemporary, the Grand Floridian. So I'm saying if I had to pick out, just personally, I'm just going to do this because we all know about the resorts. We talk about them a lot here. If I had to pick which one I would think would be the most fun out of those 3 for a little birthday party for the kids and for the 20 and 30-year-olds, I'm going Beach Club because of Stormalong Bay. Well, is Stormalong Bay going to be open?
Ooh.
It's next summer. It should be out of the refurbishment by the summer of next year because it's early. Even though they say it might be a little longer, but by summer of 25, it should be out of that. I would go Beach Club. Thomas, what would you say out of the Contemporary, Grand Flow? The Grand Flow's got a nice pool too. So it's Contemporary, but Beach Club.
Yeah, I think Beach Club, and not only that, but you have the boardwalk that's pretty close by, and even the Swan and Dolphin. So you have lots of dining, lounges. If you stay at Beach Club, you're close to Epcot. I would go Beach Club, especially if Stormalong Bay pool is open, because I personally, I don't like planning a vacation around a 1-year-old.
Oh no, heck no. Hey, that's great. Yeah, they're just going to kind of be there. And plus, Beaches and Cream would be a fun, dynamic place to eat with this kind of a group. I think, if you could swing Beaches and Cream, that's right there. And plus you're walkable to 2 parks, which means you don't have to worry about transportation. That'd be fun. Rikki, what do you think?
Well, as the person who has a 1-year-old, I was actually thinking the Contemporary, and the reason being is because then you will be closer to the Magic Kingdom, so you can just walk over to the Magic Kingdom that way, and it'll be a nice little quick jaunt over there. So that's why I was actually thinking about the Magic Kingdom, because I've actually done that. So with Lucy, and it was nice.
We did that, and that was really the biggest selling point was the walk.
Yeah.
It's like the only reason I like that hotel.
It was very nice, right? Yeah.
It was awesome.
Just walk on over.
Oh, it is even better coming home.
Oh, yeah.
We sat on the balcony and watched everyone fight for buses. And
yes. And you're like, ha ha ha, look at you.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, Scott went down there one Thanksgiving and he had that theme park view room in the tower at the Contemporary, and man, he would get up every morning super early and like send pictures from his balcony, like overlooking everything. I'm like, you are killing me, Scott. And he's like, yeah, just having coffee out here on the balcony overlooking the Magic Kingdom and Seven Seas Lagoon, the ferry, and I'm like, oh, that's the dream, because that's one of the only resorts I still haven't stayed. But I mean, that's kind of like the Disney fans, ultimate dream, right? To stay there, the monorail cruising through, you can walk right over. Oh my gosh. And Paul wraps up, says, Mike, I know you're already sad about July 13th. That's the last day of our cruise because we got to fly home the day of our cruise. It's so sad. We got to fly home the same day we get back. He says, but then you'll be glad it happened and not sad it's over. Well, I'll be both. I'll be glad it happened and sad it's over. He says, also, the Disney treasure, it's like a dude's basement. Genius, print the shirts. Disney's missing a big opportunity if they don't take your slogan there. A blessed and happy Easter to you all and to the BOGP family. Thanks, Paul, in East Brunswick, New Jersey. All right. And let's see here. Here's a question about the Disney Channel. I didn't watch the Disney Channel back in the day, but do you guys have any Disney Channel shows from like the 80s or 90s that you bring back? The only one I would say, and this is more contemporary, Good Luck Charlie was always my favorite when Mallory was little. I loved that show.
Yeah, my daughter's going through a Disney Channel, a Disney Plus binge watch marathons for all those those aughts, Sweet Life and
yes,
all those. She's doing all of those. I really love DuckTales. I don't know. It was DuckTales 90s. I think DuckTales was 90s.
That was 90s. Yeah, DuckTales was definitely 90s.
Yeah, Matt Parrish always talks about that show. Like that was in his wheel. I think he's about 10 years younger than me. He that was in his wheelhouse for sure. What about Rikki? Did you watch?
I did not have the Disney Channel because back then you had to pay for the Disney Channel.
Seriously,
so we did not have it. However, I mean, if we're wishing for stuff to come back, I mean, you know what I'm going to say? The Mickey Mouse Club. I think that would be a great thing to come back.
Because you like Justin Timberlake,
right? I mean, I just bring him back on there and it'd be all good. No, I think it would be actually interesting though to see something like that again. We don't really have anything like that in kids programming anymore. But then again, maybe after that Nickelodeon special, maybe we shouldn't. So, so I'm just gonna say, yeah, I've seen old Mickey Mouse Club episodes, and it was really entertaining for the time period. So I'm gonna go with Mickey Mouse Club.
Alfred says Fraggle Rock. Was Fraggle Rock not on PBS? I thought that was on PBS.
Fraggle Rock wasn't Disney Channel, I didn't think. I remember Fraggle Rock, but it was Jim Henson.
I didn't like it was. I remember kind of seeing it like once or twice. I was like, that's kind of strange.
It was a weird show, I have to admit.
It was good.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it was like I was like I don't know. But yeah, that was what I was saying. Then Kathy says she didn't have it either. So we're gonna start a club of the kids.
All right, we were the losers who didn't have Disney Channel. There you go.
Again, today on this week on Mike in the Midwest, I talk about why I play basketball, because you could go to the gym in our town for free if you had a resident card. So it was like something in the wintertime when my dad wasn't working, you could do for free. You just took a resident card and rode your bike to the gym, totally free in the wintertime. That's why Mike played basketball. That's kind of the nuts and bolts of this week's Mike in the Midwest. So we didn't have Disney Channel.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So we had the show on Mexican at the animal at all around Walt Disney World a couple weeks ago. And hopefully that helped the economy there on that Friday night for Mexican eating out. It probably did. Let's see. Judy says one of her favorite things to get are street tacos over at the Animal Kingdom. They're at the Smiling Crocodile. She says totally delicious. So I'm just telling you, so in case you're headed down soon, look up if you're at the Animal Kingdom, place called the Smiling Crocodile. Who would want to eat at the Smiling Crocodile?
Gosh, that sounds
Who
amazing.
would not want to get a street taco from a place called the Smiling Crocodile? So just want to throw that out there. I mean, street tacos always good.
That sounds really good. I would totally eat that. That sounds fantastic.
All right, we have another email. Mike and Scotty G. Well, I'm here. Scotty G just back from the extended trip to Coronado. I put a question in on the live call-in show this past Sunday night regarding registration tips for a first timer for the Wine and Dine 5K. I was able to register both me and my wife. Didn't have to leave her behind after all. Stressful, but felt very fortunate to get in. Thanks for all of your helpful tips, and I'm sure I wouldn't have been successful without your advice. Now, the Couch to 5K training begins for the 63-year-old dreamer. Take care and appreciate you guys in the show. Troy Martin in Hemmingham. I'm sure I'm saying this wrong. I actually listened to a podcast this morning where they were talking about places in Massachusetts that you pronounce like it's like Worcester, like how that's spelled way differently. And I know they said this town's name, and I wasn't paying attention because I was running. I know they said this town's name because they spelled it, and I should have paid attention. It's Hingham, Massachusetts, because they were talking about a commercial where they say it. Higham. It's probably Higham. I bet you it's Higham, Massachusetts. You have to tell me, Troy. But Troy, the point of the thing is, congratulations, and congratulations on still being married after November. First weekend in November, because you're both going to do the 5K together, and enjoy the journey of the Couch to the 5K, because that's the whole process of this whole running thing. It's great. I'm proud of you already. It's going to be great. How awesome is that, Ricky? They got in. And the stressful part is registering. The stressful part isn't the race.
Well, and then race morning. That's a little stressful.
That's not as stressful as signing up, though.
I mean, true. But
Cassie knows. She says it's Higham. Higham. There you go. So they were talking about all these crazy places in like New England where, you got like Worcester. See, I know Worcester because the Blues used to have a minor league team there. That's the only reason I know how to pronounce it. So that's pretty fun. All right, let's get one last question here from the inbox. And let's see here. Natalie says, that's a running question too. Hey, Mike and crew, I've been wanting to do my first Run Disney, but have been very intimidated by the whole process. I'm a veteran at planning Disney World trips, but for some reason, the whole Run Disney process scares me. I was wondering if you could explain the process from start to finish. When do we need to sign up? How do we sign up? And what a typical race weekend looks like? Thanks so much. Okay, well, real quick. I mean, it's not that much different. The first thing you want to do is you sign up for the race. Actually, well, I mean, you can sign up for your hotel first. I'm trying to think. So the next race weekend that you would sign up for, they just did Wine and Dine. So the next big race weekend that you can sign up for is Marathon Weekend 2025, right, Ricky?
Yes, it's coming up
soon.
That
happens in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, it does.
Because I've already signed up with the charity.
Gotcha.
So, but that's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Now, you could already go ahead and book your room for that. I have people that have already booked their rooms for Princess 2025. I have people that have booked the rooms for Springtime Surprise 2025. Because remember, you can cancel those if you don't get into the race and get your deposit back, no problem. And that's probably the best thing to do. For example, today I had a guest that was wanting to book Pop Century or Art of Animation in a Little Mermaid room for Wine and Dine this year. Guess what? No rooms that weekend already, because those have been snagged up for months already. So they had to end up somewhere else, because those are long gone. And you might say, hey, Mike, it's only April 1st. But the runners got those months ago, because those are popular resorts for the Run Disney weekends. Anyway, what I would do, you can get your hotel first, or you can sign up for the race first. I'd probably grab your hotel first. Then, like I just joked about, the Run Disney registration is, there's no two ways about it. It's stressful. You get onto the Run Disney site, usually opens up at 10 a.m. Eastern on the registration day. You just go to rundisney.com to see the actual day you register. And you're going to get in this virtual queue thing. It's like a Ticketmaster thing. And you can't refresh. You got to do all this stuff. You got to wait. You're probably going to do multiple browsers. And then when you get in, like when it's your time, man, you got to have your credit card ready. You got to type all your stuff in as fast as you can and just kind of, do whatever you can, say your prayers to whoever you're going to say prayers to your Nikes or, your, I don't know, your Hokas, and just hope that you get in. And when you do, you're like, whew, that took 5 years off my life every time you do that. And then you get happy and you post your picture that you got your confirmation and you do social media and you're like, woohoo. Okay, now I'm running 26 miles and I was paid way too much money to do that. But that's kind of how it goes. And then after that, you just kind of plan it out as a regular vacation to Walt Disney World. Of course, now you're going to be more focused on your meals because that's why you run. But that's basically it. Rikki, anything else I've left out? I mean, really, it's just signing up for the race.
Yeah, I know. I think that's really good. Good step-by-step process of, that the things you have to think about what you're packing and make sure you take, you plan to take all the things that you're going to need for actually running as well. So that's something to consider. But, don't forget, any gels or anything that you take, to keep you going with the stamina. Make sure you train. Let me tell you, as someone who hasn't fully trained for races, make sure you actually go out there and do it.
I used to not train, and now I'm on the other side of it. Like,
yeah, it's going to be important.
No.
Don't do what I did. That's why I'm retired. So yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed the races that I've done. I'm very happy to be retired, but it's a really fun experience to get to do for sure.
Thomas, have you ever done a Run Disney event?
No, I haven't. And I actually like that question because just listening to you guys, it sounds very intimidating. So I could see how if you're not used to it or you don't really know many people, it does sound intimidating trying to get in there and spend all that money.
Right.
But I've wanted to, but it's a hard sell to take another weekend off and go to Disney World.
Definitely understandable. Just so you can go running, right? Yeah.
It's really wild though, because the thing is, in Tanja's in the chat down in Nashville or down in Tennessee, she comes to the races. She's one of our lizards and a good friend. And I know she runs these races. I've seen her many times. And it's one of those things though, like once you do it once, it's very addicting. Because like you get these cool medals, you get pictures of you on the course, you get to see parts of the theme parks you don't normally see because you're backstage. They really kind of build you up as the experience happens. It's really a neat. You get to go to the expo. It's a cool way to see Walt Disney World in a way that most people don't. So I think that's what the draw is, especially after you do it one time. It's probably got a super high return rate. Like once you do it once, I think people go back and do it time and time. I mean, I started doing this back in like 2006. And, here it is 2024 and I'm still doing it, even though my knees are like, stop, Mike, quit. But the camaraderie of the whole experience, it's a cool way to see Walt Disney World and have a different type Disney vacation. But you're right. I mean, it is intimidating to sign up and to get that taste of it. And it's expensive.
I have done during COVID, I think it was listening to you guys. I wound up signing up for one of the virtual.
Awesome.
That's a good introduction to it too.
Yeah.
So it was cool, but it's definitely not the same experience. But I don't know. I was dipping my toes into it.
With the virtual, I believe though, did they not have like a limited number even with the signups with that? Like people, they sold out on the virtuals, which I think is like so dumb because like, why would you ever have a capacity for virtuals? Just print as many medals.
Right. Exactly.
Basically, you're just printing money at that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're making money on the medals, like in shirts. Like, why would they ever cap that for virtuals?
It seems to have opened up because I looked, I think, for last Wine and Dine or last marathon. I think last marathon. And there's still spots open. So I think they opened it up. They might have got kind of cautious with the first virtual ones.
Huh. Yeah, because Scott was like, it's sold out, the virtual. I'm like, why would a virtual ever sell out? Like from a business standpoint, right? I mean, if you could have a million virtual runners, why would you not? Because I guarantee you they're making a profit on every virtual runner with the medal and the shirt kind of thing, the pack. Everybody's running it at home. That was one of the things I never understood because everybody's buying into the experience. You're doing it at home. Everybody's getting what they want, and you're buying a service basically. There's to say you're selling out. I get it why they sell out at Walt Disney World. There's X amount of space on the course. You can't have 1 million people running that morning. But, the virtual kind of thing got me. I was like, what are they doing? Anyway, and John just says, yes, it's so addictive. Take all my money. Absolutely. When I see my medals, I love, because they're right at the base of my basement when I come downstairs. I love them. But then one day somebody asked me, like, how much for each one of those? I'm like, stop. Don't ask me.
Don't think about it.
Stop. I could have like a really nice car instead of my 2012 Jeep. It has all the bangs and scratches on it. That's why I drive a Jeep that's all tore up, because it's paid for, and I'll be driving it for another 10 years because I run those dumb races all the time. But I have fun. That's what I do. Anyway, we're going to get out of here, but we're going to be back on Friday with a fun show. We're talking best character experiences around Walt Disney World from the past, and also some you might look for in your next vacation that you might not think of. So we're going to have a good time talking character interactions on Friday show. Thomas is going to be there with us as well. Ricky's going to be here. So come on back on Friday. But don't forget, the show continues right now in the Discord. So come on over to the clubhouse. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. We'll be waiting for you. And our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that next Disney vacation for no additional cost to you. To swing by the website today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. Just $5 a month supports everything we do with all the hosting and bandwidth and video support. It really does help us out. So come on over. You get the bonus show every week as well, called Mike in the Midwest. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can follow Rikki on the social media. She's at Rikki Nibs, RAKKINIBS. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike, all the places. And we'll have a live show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Hashtag Scotty G will be back. I'll have lots to share. And you can give us a call. We'll be talking Disney. So join us in all the places for that as well. All right, time to jump out of here. We'll be back again on Friday. Hope you will too. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Let me save that one. Save this.
Yay.
That's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 3. Dun, 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 dun. Get another soda real quick.
Do I have to like change my shirt, or do we do that?
No, you're good. You're perfect. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's all good. I'm just gonna go put on a different pair of ears. It's fine. No.
Got to get just about to powder my nose.
Yes.
Yeah, we're high class here. I just grab another Coke and we go.
Nice.
Close that file, and here we go. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 5. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. In mono. Welcome to episode 2006. That's
Nope, that's not it.
I mean, a little bit. It's not quite yet. Try it again. Welcome to episode 2465 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. We've made it to another weekend. Told you we're going to make it, right? We're going to make it. And hopefully you have a great one lined up for this weekend. Some fun. Of course, not a holiday weekend this weekend, but hey, that's okay. It's time to just chill and have a good time. And I hope you don't have like chores. Maybe you got to cut the grass. It's grass cutting season, I think, just about everywhere at this point around the country. So that's no bueno. I mean, I do enjoy it sometimes because I do have like the cheapest of the riding lawnmowers, and that's kind of fun. I like to pretend like it's a tractor. I tell Pam it's a tractor. I got to get on the tractor. And really, it's like the Series 100. It's the cheapest of the John Deere little riding lawnmowers, but I still have my fun. I get out there and think I'm on, a farm, and we have the smallest of yards, but it's got a hill. So it's fun. Anyway, whatever you got to do, let's have fun. That's the point is, whatever you have to do this weekend, make it fun. Even if it's a chore, you can turn it into something fun. And guess what? We're podcasts. You can take us right with you. Pop the AirPods in. We're right there with you. If you got to do a 20-mile run, not going to be fun. but it'll be when you finish, you get to eat all kinds of food. So there you go. It's always a positive. I mean, you got to look at the bright side. And Ricky's yawning, so she's really,
I'm already ready for the.
really super excited about this show already. I love
No,
it.
you're already. I'm already thinking, God, I could go for a nap for this weekend. Yeah.
I mean, this show is often just. I mean, I know it's an audio show. I hope you're just listening to the audio, but I mean, when you look over and your co-host is like letting out a big old yawn,
It's nap time.
I'm just like, this is not good. So
I
anyway,
didn't have any coffee today.
yeah. Anyway, I mean, that's what happens after 2,465 episodes. But Ricky's here from the mouseforless.com and a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com. Sorry to wake you up, Ricky. What's going on?
I'm telling you, no coffee was had today. I could really use some right now. I did not get my usual afternoon brew, which makes me very sad. So hence, I'm a little tired and yawning. So it's all good. See, now that we're talking about it, I'm going to yawn again.
Thomas is yawning. Now I'm trying not to yawn. And
it's the whole cycle of when you start talking about it. It just makes it worse, and everybody else starts doing it too. So
I just got tornado watch on my phone now. My looking out the window like, oh, what's up? I mean, it's springtime in the Midwest. You got to be like, is it going to hit? What's going on? It's the movie Twister.
Safe.
Exactly. If you hear the horns, let me know.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Also, Thomas is back. Again, not in Buffalo, not in Virginia. He's in Cleveland. What's going on? Hey, you guys have the eclipse coming up there. Full solar eclipse there in about 3 days on Monday, I think, right?
We do. It's the 8th, and it is actually going right over our town. So
nice.
We should have. I think we'll be right in the middle of it, right in the middle of the path. We'll get totality.
Don't look at it. Don't look directly at it.
I got my glasses. I got the special, phone lens.
Yeah. Ooh,
to take pictures.
Cool. There you go.
I don't know if that helps.
I don't either. We had one here a couple of years ago, and I remember getting the glasses. I was at work, and I remember going outside and looking up at the sky, and there was something about phones. I think they were said something about don't use your phone to take pictures of it or something too. I don't remember, but it's definitely really cool when the solar eclipse is a total solar eclipse that goes past you. It's really neat.
It is. It's awesome. I saw the 2016 when I drove because totality passed in Columbia, so that's where Mizzou is. It didn't pass over St. Louis. It was in Columbia. And so I drove out and we watched it. I took Mallory and met Paige because Paige was working for Mizzou at the time. And we watched it under the columns at Mizzou, which is this iconic part of campus. It's on the quad.
I do remember your picture of that.
Yeah. And so if you don't know, at Mizzou, the columns are these 6 old columns from the original academic hall that burned down in the 1800s, but only the 6 columns of the building stood. The whole rest of the building burned to the ground. So it's like the rallying point for the campus. If you ever see a sporting event, they'll show the columns in the B-roll. And so I was like, we're going to the con. Everybody did. There was all kinds of people there, but it's crazy. And then you'll see. So I might actually, we have totality too in Missouri, about an hour south of where I live. So I'm probably going to drive down to Cape Girardeau, and it's wild. I mean, it becomes nighttime. And the birds all start to go to bed. It's crazy. If you get a chance Monday, go. If you get a chance to drive to totality, it is wild. As a science person, it is. I mean, it is one of the most bizarre things. It gets cool. Temperature drops 20 degrees, within a couple of minutes. It's bizarre. And shout out to Dr. Kai for he sent eclipse glasses to my family. So I'm ready.
Nice.
I know these aren't eclipse glasses I'm wearing right now, but
Either of these.
They're ready to go. I'm ready to rock. I can't wait. I think the Guardians are actually delaying the start of their ball game for the eclipse there.
Yeah, because they were supposed. It was the home opener was supposed to start right at the totality, I believe. So, but they've canceled all the schools around are canceled, so all the kids have off. There might be a lot of traffic, but it's going to be right in our backyard, so we'll have a perfect view of it.
I agree with that though, because you know what, education doesn't always happen in schools. On a day like that, kids should be, now I know not all kids will have the opportunity because parents are all different, but kids should be where they can have an opportunity to get out and maybe go with grandpa, grandma, mom, dad, uncle, whoever, and maybe get to have the experience of going to see the totality outside of a classroom. I'm all about that. let them be off school and go have the experience that day, because this rarely happens. This isn't going to happen again for probably 40 years. So good for Cleveland. Now,
Yeah.
Mallory
We
goes.
just need the weather. We just need good weather.
Should I take Mallory out of school? No, I took her out of school last time, and we still talk about it. We have I'll have to post the pictures. It was great. We had a good time. All right. So, real quick, we didn't talk about this. I meant to talk about this on Wednesday, Thomas. What's kind of your background with Disney? Like, where'd the Disney fandom start for you? Sorry, I should ask you this on Wednesday.
No, it's all good. I thought long and hard about this. I knew you were going to ask this question.
Rikki on and gave me a chance. I just wanted to catch her while she's awake here.
There you go.
I was practicing in front of the mirror earlier. So.
Yes, good.
So, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so the Disney decade. We went to Disney, Walt Disney World twice. I think I was probably about 8, and then maybe again when I was like 15 or so. Drove down there from Cleveland, my dad's van with the AAA trip books. I don't know if you remember those.
Yes, I do.
The old trip ticks and stuff.
Yeah, the old trip ticks. All the construction and rest stops were marked out. But that was it was a time where you went down there, once every 5 or 6 years for a family vacation. And after that last trip in the mid 90s, that was kind of it. And we went to Walt Disney World for my daughter's 5th birthday. And I'm not saying this is like correct, but everyone told us, oh, it's a perfect age to go for your first trip. So we kind of waited. It's probably not good advice, but it worked for us. But we went, and I think we did like a 7-night trip. I had a 6-day park hopper, and we did so many things wrong, on our first trip.
That's how it's supposed to go. Because if you did it all right, you'd be like a genius. Because we all messed up at first.
Yeah, so we made so many mistakes, but we had a lot of great memories that we're actually probably going to talk about today. And we went back the following year. So this was 2018 was our second trip, stayed at the Contemporary, much better choice. That walk to the Magic Kingdom was perfect. Ricky's right about that. And I'm an engineer. So that trip was just really about me making it right. Like, I know I could fix this. I could do it better. I love that. And our third trip was really when, I'm the Disney geek and the Disney nerd and the Disney dork, or whatever you want to call me in the family. But we only went in 2019 because my daughter was not tall enough to ride rides at Cedar Point. So, but she could ride everything at Walt Disney World.
Interesting.
So it was like it was that weird age where, she wants to ride big attractions. She wants, Everest and Space Mountain. She could do all that. So we wound up staying a week club level at the Poly.
Oh.
And plenty of, it was supposed to kind of be our last trip.
Yeah, you fixed that one, didn't you? Yeah.
But it was, I planned a lot of, resort time, because we were staying at the Poly. So a lot of time to relax and have a vacation, and then park time. And I knew the Fast Pass system by then. So, it was a really awesome trip. And the Poly is what did it for us. That 1 week at the Poly. So, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
3.
Great way to put it.
So, and yeah, it was amazing. And we've gone pretty much every year. We've lately been kind of splitting with, the park down the street. But I love the resorts. I would go to Disney just for the resorts. And that's kind of this trip coming up for us, because we're doing our first cruise.
Ooh, nice.
So,
which ship?
The Wish.
Fantastic. Good call.
And Mike booked it.
Awesome.
You're doing concierge level, which is gonna be fun.
Ooh,
yeah.
Fancy.
We have a saying here in our household: go big or go home. So.
Clearly, yes.
That's all like.
We do not have that saying in my household. I live with Mr. Fiscally Responsible. Trust me, that is not the saying in my household.
No, but it's gonna be a cool experience, because
that's amazing. I'm so jealous.
It's gonna be so much fun. I mean, because I love it, because you say Cobalt to Poly. It's gonna be a very similar type like level of service that you're going to get on the ship, because it's going to be elevated. You're going to, the port experience is going to be nice because you're going to be able to bypass, get onto the ship a lot quicker. You're going to love it. But I'll be excited because you have a unique experience because you work with ships, right? I mean, I wonder how much you'll be able to. It's like me as an educator, right? Like I nitpick things sometimes. I mean, I wonder, can you enjoy just being on a ship and just be a guest?
That is going to be the $1 million question.
We don't know the answer yet.
I wondered that, like when I booked it, I was like, I wonder, like if can you just relax?
I can promise you this: if you're assigned to my lifeboat station, that lifeboat will work because I know
no Titanic situation on your lifeboat. Got it.
Because I inspect ships for a living, so I inspect these big ships. That's cool. My day job,
that's cool.
So yeah, it's going to be hard because every time I walk on a ship, all I do is look around and I look at stuff, and I'm inspecting and I'm making sure.
Blessing and a curse.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that the concierge lounge and the nice plush stateroom will be enough to to relax
definitely.
me.
I
So,
like it.
You're gonna have a good time. I can't wait to hear your thoughts though, because it's a very, Disney Cruise Line is a very deluxe experience compared to many other cruise lines. I mean, I have nothing against other cruise lines; they're just all different experiences, but Disney Cruise Line is a premium experience. It is. I mean, people know it's not the cheapest experience to go on a cruise, but it's also a premium line. And I find the value. I enjoy it every time. I can't wait. Not that I'm counting, but 91 days until my cruise is publishes. I can't wait. Anyway,
I don't.
Oh, good.
130 or something.
Oh, you're so close. You're gonna be having so much fun. I can't. We got to talk about it when you get back because I can't wait to hear. Because I love first timers, right? I mean, because everything's going to be a new experience. Get your take on 1923, the restaurant. And what did you think of the atrium? What did you think of Tiana's Bayou and the Star Wars, lounge and stuff like that? So that'll be cool. All right, so we're going to talk about, this was your idea for the show, so kind of give us what you thought we want to talk about today, because this is your show.
Well, I actually kind of thought of Rikki when thinking about this, because I know she loves characters, she just had she has a baby girl. So meeting characters, especially on our first few trips to Walt Disney World, were very magical, very awesome. Unique, and we had some really, I don't want to call them pixie dust because that's not right, but we had some very amazing experiences meeting characters. So I figured we'd talk about our favorite character experiences, so either the ones we like to go to or must-dos, or some like the past experiences we had meeting characters.
I like it. So lead us off, Thomas. Give us your number one, or just I don't know if you have a list, but let's just throw them out there so we can kind of reminisce and maybe give some thoughts for folks who are heading down.
So this was on our first trip, and my wife, bless her soul, she bought like almost every princess outfit. And our goal that trip was to meet every Disney princess and get a picture and the autograph, and we still have those autograph books. But my daughter loved Rapunzel, and she had the Rapunzel dress and the Rapunzel hair, and we went to
Princess Fairy Tale Hall.
Yeah, Princess Fairy Tale Hall, and because she was dressed like Rapunzel, she just gave Rapunzel gave her so much like extra love and attention. And you sometimes feel bad about the people waiting in line because they're taking so much extra time with your kid. But I mean, just the hugs and the smile on my daughter's face, and the lipstick kiss that Rapunzel left behind. I don't know. I love Fairy Tale Hall because you usually get to meet two princesses.
It's true. Yeah.
So it's kind of a good bang for your buck.
Yes. I agree with that, because you get two back to back, which is usually really helpful, and you only have to wait in line once, so that part's really nice. It kind of follows that Pam Forrester method of, it's why she likes character meals. You get all the bang for your buck when one sitting. So the same thing is kind of true in those character meet and greets that have more than one character in them. You get multiple bangs for your buck there. I like that. I think it's a really good idea for Disney to do it that way too.
And the queues inside.
The queue inside, which is nice. Yes. Yes.
Is that it? Used to be Fast Pass. Is it Genie Plus?
They still do Genie Plus on it. Yeah.
Genie Plus? Okay, yeah. Because obviously I'm kind of beyond the character meeting.
Yes. Yeah.
Like I'll do it now every once in a while for like a metal picture, but I don't meet a lot of characters lately.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a goal of mine. It's kind of I do Disneyland. That was a whole different beast, but we won't talk about Disneyland today. Well, maybe I will. But Ricky, go ahead and give one of yours. That's a great one though, Thomas. Good lead off.
So one of the ones that I was thinking of is also Rapunzel. Fairy Tale Hall. It is such a great place to go to meet characters. Like you said, it's the characters are so welcoming and so warm there, and they do spend a lot of time with you. And as many people maybe know, I have kind of a problem where I like to buy Disney dresses. And so a lot of times I will buy a Disney dress and then have the express idea of going to meet a character in said Disney dress.
Sometimes you like to have a dress that's like Spaceship Earth. I mean, do you like want to meet Spaceship Earth?
You know what? Yes, I do.
Get a picture in front of it.
Exactly. That's exactly the point. Yes. So I get my picture in front of it and then it's perfect. But in this instance, I had purchased a Rapunzel dress, which I still have. And I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity to go meet Rapunzel. So I went and met her, and she was, again, so gracious and so kind to me. And she loved the fact that I was dressed like her. Granted, no blonde hair, but it's okay. And she absolutely adored it. And the best part was, and I love this even more, our good friend Kim Taylor was the photographer at Princess Fairy Tale Hall there.
You had 700 pictures.
I got some of the most amazing pictures of me meeting Rapunzel at that point. So it was even more special because Kim was there taking photos. I hate that they have done away with, PhotoPass photographers at a lot of the character spots. It definitely hinders the experience a lot there. Matter of fact, I actually went another dress that I had purchased. I had purchased a dress where I look like Donald Duck. And I have the Donald Duck dress. I have the Donald Duck butt ears, and that they sold a few years back. And so I went to go meet Donald actually relatively recently because I was dressed as Donald. And I didn't remember the fact that they didn't have Disney cast members there anymore taking photos for PhotoPass, and it was just the box. And so the photos weren't nearly as good as they would have been if they had had a Disney PhotoPass photographer there, because I know that it would have been just ridiculously amazing with an actual person who could see that I was there to meet Donald and have an interaction with him and things like that on purpose. So I again wish Disney would listen and that they would bring back the PhotoPass photographers, because there's something so important in that, having that person there who can see what's actually going on and can capture those emotions that are taking place in those character meetings.
I don't want to go down a rabbit hole with this, but with that box, is there somebody that controls that from like a central location, or is it just like totally like it just sees when you're in a certain spot, like it sees your face and so it fires? I
mean, I'm sure Kim would know much better than I would, but I believe it's just it's just scheduled to take pictures at certain points when you're standing there, probably. Yeah, that would be my guess. I'm not entirely sure. So, but that was disappointing. It's actually why I didn't take Lucy to meet Mickey Mouse at Main Street for her first character grading, because I did not want the box photos. So,
ooh, hot take.
Yeah, that's a real hot take right there. I did not. I don't plan on going to that meet and greet. And it'll be interesting to find out, because they are opening a meet and greet in Epcot. I think I heard that it's actual photographers there. I think I heard that they're actually putting in real photographers there. So that will be where I go meet characters.
Moving forward, if they would go backwards, I was shocked.
I hope they do go backwards. So I hope they do bring back the PhotoPass photographers to all meet and greet areas, because there's no need. There's no need for them not to have.
I just don't see that they would take a step back. I agree with you. Like, I think there's.
They took 10 steps back by not having a real photographer there.
I know. I 100%, and I know that your family's business.
Yeah, but it's not even just about that.
On your side, but I'm just saying from their side, they're seeing it as a way to make things, you know, like once you go there, I can't imagine that they would go back because they've already taken the heat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
they've already taken the hit.
Or they could surprise and delight, get their guests and bring back the photo past photographer.
Yeah, and you can also ride Magical Express from the airport.
We know how all that goes, right?
Exactly. And by the way, good try, Vera Mike. You didn't get me. Good try in the chat. That ain't.
Well,
I'm not believing I'm not believing anything today.
No. He is correct that it is closing for the summer, though. Because I heard that a few days ago, not today. Okay, well,
not today. Talk to me tomorrow. I'm not believing anything. I don't care. Hand on the Bible today. I'm not believing you today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Just saying, because I've gotten too many people. Good try, Mike. Okay, so I mean, I'm not being mean to you, Mike. I'm just saying, I don't care what you bring to me today. Not believing it. Okay, so we're still friends. I'm just saying, don't come to me with any kind of facts today. I'm not going there. My character greeting is one that unfortunately you can't do anymore. And this, I went through my Google Photos when Thomas brought this idea to me via email because I love this idea. And probably my favorite all-time character greeting that I have consistently over the years. And this was one that I did year after trip, year after year. And unfortunately can't do it anymore. Was I used to always get my picture with the mayor of Main Street, USA. And now he passed away a few years ago. He passed. The guy who was the cast member who played the mayor of Main Street, USA. So obviously not available. But during COVID, they got rid of the citizens of Main Street, USA, and they're not back, Rikki, are they?
No, nor are the citizens of Hollywood. The citizens of Hollywood have not come back either.
But he was like, the thing was, if you never got to meet the mayor of Main Street, USA, the way they did this character meet and greet, it's very Disneyland-ish. Like, he just kind of wandered Main Street, USA, and he had on the sash, and he had on the old classic clothes of the time, and you could go up to him and he would talk to you about the town. He was the mayor. He'd welcome you to Main Street, USA, and at the end of the character meet and greet, he'd give you his card. And I have a couple of his cards from over the years, and it had his name on it, Main Street, USA, and so forth. But I always got my picture with him, and he was always so nice. He would talk to you for 2 or 3 minutes, and it was always the same gentleman. And I just have all these pictures of kind of my, 5, 6, 7 years of trips, and it was always the same gentleman. And it was always so exciting to just see my pictures with him. And it always kicked off like my first trip to the Magic Kingdom with the mayor of Main Street, USA. And there was something like that was just comfortable about that. Was my welcome to Walt Disney World every time. There was a consistency to him, and he was kind, and he was just like always there. It was almost like Walt Disney, it was like, I know Walt Disney wasn't there, but it was like, it was like his place. Like he took ownership of the Magic Kingdom. It was almost like welcoming you right there to the Magic Kingdom. Shame he's gone. I loved that guy. He was great. It was like an ambassador. He was almost like the guy that used to be at the Grand Floridian, the greeter.
Yeah,
or like Art over at the Beach Club. There's certain like people that were, synonymous with their locations. And it was the gentleman at Mayor of the Main Street. So I love that picture. All right, so let's go again. Thomas, give us another one.
So this is a kind of dining. I don't know if they still do this, but at the Grand Floridian, they have tea with Aurora.
And they don't. That's another thing they haven't brought back yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was actually my wife's.
Amazing.
She told me to say that one.
I love it though. So tell for those who never got to experience it, and hopefully they'll bring it back. What was it like?
So it was like a little tea party, but it was hosted by like Princess Rose. I can't remember. I don't know if she had a last name but it was kind of like she was in charge of the Rose Garden. But it was it was a cute little tea party. For all the girls in their Disney princesses, in their Disney princess dresses. They had a pianist. They would sing songs and take the kids out on the floor of the tea room, and they would do dances and have some fun activities with them. And then you got a personal meet and greet with Princess Aurora. She came around. Great pictures. Again, the music, the pianist was very fun. And then at the end of it, you got like a really nice, almost like an American Girl doll type like Princess Aurora
That's awesome.
doll.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So it was very expensive because it's a Grand Floridian.
Right.
It was always a one and done.
From a distance. I've walked past seeing them doing that. It's so cute.
Yeah. I think they even, if I remember correctly, they went around a tour of the Grand Floridian with Aurora.
Yes, that's exactly right. They get up and they follow her. I don't know I can't remember where they went. You know what though? There's something like very similar to that on the Wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a tea party.
Oh yeah.
There is a tea party because I actually watched it on a vlog. I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that, but that might be up your alley. That might be something you experience because you get like little gifts and stuff during the party.
Oh, that's
They
cool.
sing songs and stuff. I'm like, I'd rather go to Powell.
Awesome.
See, my girls are older. That's cool though. That's a great one. So Rikki, give us another character to meet. By the way, tornado warning. So just in case like you hear the sirens or you hear the hail hitting the studio windows, that's why my watch is going crazy during that last one. If you heard it, go ahead.
Gotcha. Stay safe. Again, another one of mine has to go with. It's my favorite, one of my favorite stories about when we took my grandmother. She was 94 years old. It was her first trip to Walt Disney World, and unfortunately her last, because she passed not long after. But my brother had just started working down at Walt Disney World. He'd been down there for a little bit, and he was working at Jungle Cruise at the time. And so we wanted to see. Obviously, my mom wanted to take my grandma to see him and to, watch him do his thing and things like that. So we, of course, went and we saw him do the Jungle Cruise. He did the skipper. And it was a lot of fun for that. But one of my favorite memories of that trip had to involve characters. And it actually, again, had to involve Donald. It was at back in Pete's Silly Sideshow. And she's like, I want to see Donald. We're like, oh, okay, Grandma, that's cool. You want to go see Donald? Like, that's all great. So I knew, obviously, well, the place to go do that at the Magic Kingdom is, of course, Pete's Silly Slideshow. So we went back there and it wasn't a long line. It was, it was probably maybe 15 minutes or so. And so we're waiting in line so we can meet Donald. And she gets up to the front and she's like, okay, we can go now. And we're like, Grandma, you didn't get to, see, you didn't get to meet Donald.
She literally just wanted.
She just wanted to see Donald. Yeah, exactly.
I love older people. That is so literal. I just wanted to. Okay,
I just want to see Donald. Yeah, exactly. Just wanted to see him in person.
I just want to see him.
So anyway, we had just the best meet and greet. We met Goofy first, and so that was really fun. And then, of course, we then went and met Donald as well, and that was just the most fun thing ever because she got to see Donald and actually meet him as well. So yeah, that was one of my favorite stories about my grandma and getting to meet one of the characters. So she just wanted to see the duck. She didn't want to meet him.
Think about if Disney got a hold of that, like how efficient they could be with their meet and greets if everybody just could just see the characters, just like, okay, you've seen them, you're out, seen them, okay, you're out. I mean, it would cut down wait times.
Well, that's kind of how it was during COVID. I mean, a little bit. You just go, okay, I saw the character, bye, and wave at you. Cool.
Okay, you got within 10 feet, take a picture, out,
you're done. Let's go. Yes,
get out.
So,
yeah, we got a heck of a storm coming. Okay, so New Melly's getting wiped out right now. So we're it's 20 miles down the road. We're good. It's fine.
You're fine. You're safe. Yeah.
I mean, it's our practice football field for the high school. All right. So my next one I want to talk about is somebody that you can meet, and I consider him a character, and I also consider him a friend. He's a friend of the podcast as well. And I don't know. It's Bob.
That's a good one.
Because he is a character. He's actually a Disney legend. He's got the blue badge because he's been working so long, and he because he's in character. Because he is Yeehaw Bob is his persona when he's on stage and performing, doing his role at the River Roost at Port Orleans Riverside. You can see him perform Wednesdays through Saturday nights, by the way, over at Riverside. And his show starts around 8 o'clock, 8:30. And get there early if you want to get a seat. Just giving him a plug. But his show is so fun for families, for people that are just hanging out over there. Go over, you don't, stay in a French Quarter, walk over. Just, if you're not staying there, it's fun. It's family friendly. Everybody sings. Everybody does high kicks. Everybody does on the birds and I always have to do the binoculars when I'm there. He always makes me do the binoculars things where I have to run around the bar. He always gives me that part. I'm always exhausted after that. But he's a legend. Like he'll ask people before the show starts where they're from, and 45 minutes later he'll be calling you out saying, hey, Thomas from Cleveland. I'm like, dude, he's sang 17 songs already, and he still remembers Thomas from Cleveland sitting back there. He is such a great performer, and he's a great character. And here's the thing. He takes a couple of breaks in between sets, and he'll call everybody by group up to the stage, and you get your picture taken with him, just like a character meet and greet. And he's just such a nice guy. And I have so many, because again, I was going through my pictures, and what consistently shows up, Bob and I. But what it is, it's not just Bob and I. It's Bob with a huge group of our listeners, because over the years, we've had so many meetups over at the River Roost, singing songs with him, sing-alongs. And he's always just so kind to us. But he's a legend. Yeah, Bob. So that's what I go with. All right, so let's go
I'm gonna miss him. I miss him by one day before our cruise. We're just going Sunday night.
Yeah, Wednesdays. And the good news is, and we'll kind of also mention this at the very end of the show, he's almost once a week. He's over at Give Kids the World and performing for the families over there. He almost consistently every week, and he does a lot for charities with his talents, and I just can't say enough for that too. So. He's a good guy too. All right, Thomas, one more. Let's go over time.
Okay. Right. So I love when you're walking around and the characters really interact with the kids or with you. So we were in Magic Kingdom. We were waiting in line to see the fairy godmother. And she sees the fairy godmother, and she's getting her book signed and all that kind of stuff, getting her pictures taken. And the stepsisters came out. And they stole her. They stole her. And they grabbed her by the hand. And she's usually over by the castle, fairy godmother. They took her onto the carousel. She got to ride the carousel with the stepsisters.
That's so
and
cool.
They kept running around Fantasyland with the stepsisters. It had to be a good 10 minutes
That's awesome.
And I don't think she really knew who they were, but
that's okay. Those are the things that I love hearing when, a Disney character, and they do it a little bit more at Disneyland because they can. But at Walt Disney World, when they do have the opportunity to just, play with, a child or even adult sometimes in that kind of manner where they'll go on a ride with them or whatever, it's so magical. So I love hearing stories like that, and the fact that you got to do that. That's really cool. I love that so much. Yeah.
It's very Disney. You see that a lot at Disneyland.
It's like the commercials.
It is. It happens occasionally at Walt Disney World, but I just think that was the thing that shocked me the most on my first couple of trips to Disneyland is if you go to Fantasyland right at Rope Drop in the morning, you will see the characters and you see them throughout the day too. I mean, but it's even more prevalent first thing in the morning. They do just kind of walk around. You'll see Peter Pan and the stepsisters or Mad Hatter riding the carousel or, even on their own rides, in Fantasyland. And it's like, dude, it's just like a commercial.
It is.
Like you'll see Alice on the Alice ride or the Mad Hatter. I'm like, and nobody's making a big deal about it.
No, it's just like it's an everyday occurrence.
Like people don't rush them out there. You know what I'm saying? Like people will go up and get an autograph, but people are orderly and chill out there. Like at Walt Disney World, it seems like people tackle them. It's I don't know. Like why are people more aggressive at Walt Disney World? It just seems like
chaos. That's why. Chaos.
More chaotic now. I don't know. It's like more. It is a little bit more chaotic. Okay, Ricky, real quick. John's got a question before you give your last one. What's the first character you want your daughter to meet, or has she already met one?
Well, this actually ties into my next answer. So it's like it was perfect. Yeah.
Shout out John McGee. Thank you.
Shout out John. Thanks for asking the question. So it's kind of a double. So obviously, for those of you who have been listening for a very long time, you know that I got engaged at Chef Mickey's, where
Oh, Lord, I know where this is going.
Yes. So there's the note under the table. And they said that somebody's coming out for a surprise. So I was the one with the note under the table. And so I got blindfolded. And, then all of a sudden there is Brian down on one knee. Now, he wasn't the character that I'm talking about. It was actually Mickey. Minnie was standing there, actually. And she, was very excited about to find out that I said yes to Brian. So yeah, of course, clearly I said yes. It's been like, forever ago now that we've been married. So I definitely said yes to him. So obviously, and then Mickey came over and it was very nice. It was a great celebration of the two of us and the fact that we got married or got engaged at that point. So fast forward many years ago or years later, we now have Lucy, and the first character encounter that I wanted her to have was, of course, Mickey Mouse. That was always going to be the first character encounter that I wanted her to have. And so for my birthday last year, Brian was so amazing, and he booked an entire character breakfast with my entire family so that they all could have a character breakfast and so that Lucy could meet Mickey Mouse. So her first character actually really was Mickey, which was very cool. So she at Chef Mickey's, the place where we got engaged. So again, full circle moment on that, which was really kind of neat. But the experience that I had with her meeting Mickey, it was just something so special because she did the thing where, the little kids do this. She reached out and touched his nose. And, I have just the best picture from the meet and greet there for her first meet and greet with Mickey Mouse. And it was just so incredible. And then actually the other character that she really kind of perked up to, because she was only 6 months old at the time. So the other character that she kind of perked up to was actually Pluto. And we think we know because we have Daisy, the dog, our dog, and she's, kind of golden Chihuahua. And of course, Pluto is a golden dog. So we figured that she kind of was like, oh, doggy, and, put two and two together on that one. So she had a really good character interaction with Pluto as well. But that's the, the full circle moment for our family. It was the fact that we went to meet Chef Mickey at Chef Mickey's, and that was her first character. So that was special.
I love it. And John says, thanks for sharing. It's a great story. And you know what? I am going to leave it at that because I can't top, 2 reasons. I can't top that. And I don't want my character meeting to be Toto from the Wizard of Oz because we have a tornado warning and I'm looking at the radar and it is bearing down on us. And I do not want to lose the show when we lose power.
Please do not. Yes.
For a podcaster. So not that I'm worried about, I'm in the basement, but I don't want to, when we lose power, I don't want to lose all the show. So we will wrap this one up, but Thomas, I want to thank you for coming on with us this week. First of all, a couple of reasons. One, you made a great donation to Give Kids the World to come on the podcast for us, and we love that place. And we thank you so much for donating to the great families down there. And also, I know you've served our country, and I want to thank you for that. We love our folks who serve, and thank you for being a friend for both things, and just thank you so much for everything.
No, it was awesome. Glad to help.
I appreciate it. And we got to talk after you get back from the Wish, though, because I really want to get your perspective on things with that. So please let me know when you get back, and we'll talk.
No, definitely. I look forward to that too.
All right. Thanks for the time again, Ricky. Have a good weekend.
You know what? Stay safe.
Yeah, you stay safe, Mike.
I almost did your tagline. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you real soon.
You know what I'll be doing? I'll be out running that tornado to Taco Bell.
Of course you will be. Yeah.
Like you can see the headline: St. Peter's man dies chasing a chili cheese burrito. Once he successfully saved his podcast file in 3 locations as a good
exactly.
Okay, we are going to get out of here. Don't forget, we'll catch you on the Discord over at beourguestpodcast.com/Discord. That's the Be Our Guest Podcast Clubhouse. The podcast never ends over there. We have the conversations 24/7, 365. Can't wait to see you over there. Our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Come on over and support us over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you to our Patreon supporters. Just $5 a month supports everything we do. We really appreciate that. And thanks to all those who do. Again, you get the bonus show as well, Mike in the Midwest every week. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. We'll have the live call-in show, the BOGP open line with Scotty G this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We'll be waiting for your call. So join us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. We'll be waiting for you there. You know where to find us on the social media. So we are going to get out of here because the windows are starting to rattle. So we're jumping out of here. So for Ricky and Thomas, I'm Mike, wishing you a great weekend. You guys stay safe, stay healthy, and there's no place like home. I'm serious, man. This night is green. Look at the radar. Okay, so here's where I am. I'll show you real quick. because I'm a weather nerd, so I have like radar.
Hey, that was good timing. The dog lost her stuff at that point. Yeah.
So I live right next to the weather radar dome. It's like I can see it out my house for St. Louis. It's like right down the road. So
That's pink.
yeah, the hail. Okay, so that's me where the hole is.
Oh.
It's coming at us.
Yikes.
Valley is where our football field is. So that's going to be here in like 2 minutes.
Oh, good luck to you.
Yeah, I'm out. All
okay.
right, Thomas, thank you so much.
No,
Thomas,
thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What are you doing?
I appreciate it so much because it was for Give Kids the World, which is near and dear to my heart. So.
Oh no, I was happy to help. It was a fun auction, and you guys did all the hard work. I just clicked a couple buttons.
We still appreciate it, so thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Mike, you stay safe, and I'm gonna go pick up my daughter. So
I'm good. That's why you always podcast from the basement. That way you can podcast through tornadoes.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys. Bye.